Jess Bush says Vulcan Nurse Chapel wants to know everything. In Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 3, Jess Bush says becoming Vulcan amplified Nurse Christine Chapel's core curiosity in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds Season 3. In a clip from a Star Trek, Strange New World, Season 3 episode directed by Jordan Canning that premiered at San Diego Comic-Con, Nurse Chapel several members of the USS Enterprise's crew into Vulcans, including herself. 4 new Vulcans aboard the Enterprise amusingly dredge up insecurities in LT Spock, Ethan Peck, who's only half Vulcan. But in a mishap, Nurse Chapel, LT Lin Noonien Singh, Christina Chong, Ensign Nyota Uhura, Celia Rose Gooding, and Captain Christopher Pike, Anson Mount, become stuck as Vulcans. Screen Rant exclusively interviewed Jess Bush at STLV, Trek to Vegas, about a wide range of topics, including the Starship Enterprise's crew becoming Vulcans in Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Season 3. Bush reveals how she approached Vulcan Nurse Chapel and gives insight into how becoming a Vulcan enhanced Christine's innate desire for knowledge. Read Jess's quote below. First of all, I spoke to Ethan and just got some insights into his approach. And then I found Vulcan Chapel through the script and by talking to the writers. Regular human Chapel is so curious and so hungry to do more and to know more. She just wants to know everything and do everything and meet everyone and experience everything. She's such a human stickler for knowledge. I think in each of our Vulcans, something about our human personalities was amplified and purifying. And I think for her, what became kind of instinctual was it felt like she'd just been given this machine that she was able to. Like, wow, I've got this new toy, and I can just know everything. I have so much more power to find out things. And so for me, the feeling was like someone who loves cars is given a new car. Now I can do this trick in this car, and I can go faster, and I can do this. So that was kind of the driving force. This expanded curiosity and scope for what she can at last know. All 3 seasons of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, have featured a Vulcan comedy episode that delivers insight into LT, Spock's psyche and inner turmoil. Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Season 3's Vulcan episode does just that as well, but also flips the script by turning Spock's USS Enterprise crewmates into Vulcans. For Nurse Christine Chapel, becoming a Vulcan could mean a breakthrough toward a greater understanding of both Spock and herself. Vulcan's innate confidence and poise could rub off on Christine even after she reverts back to her human self. Nurse Chapel has always empathized with Spock and appreciated him as a Vulcan. In turn, Spock was inspired by Christine to become more in touch with his human side. But by becoming a Vulcan, Chapel can now grasp what Spock was giving up by downplaying his Vulcan side in favor of his humanity. Even if this doesn't reignite their romance, especially with Chapel's future fiance, Roger Corby, Cillian O'Sullivan, joining Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, Season 3, turning Vulcan, puts Nurse Chapel and Spock on a more even footing as friends. In the ever-expanding universe of Star Trek, Strange New Worlds, one of the characters that has captured the attention of fans is Nurse Christine Chapel, portrayed by the dynamic Jess Bush. With the series diving deeper into the intricacies of its ensemble cast, the 3rd season promises to reveal even more layers to Chapel's character, particularly through her quest for knowledge and deeper understanding. In a recent interview, Bush shared insights into Chapel's arc in Season 3, explaining that her character's thirst for knowledge is a driving force, especially as she continues to grapple with her complex relationship with Spock and the evolving world around her. Nurse Christine Chapel has always been a pivotal character in the Star Trek franchise. Introduced in the original series, Chapel was a loyal and intelligent medical professional under the command of Captain Kirk. While her role in the earlier series was significant, her character often took a back seat to the bigger, more central narratives. Strange New Worlds has offered a fresh take on many iconic Star Trek characters, and Jess Bush's portrayal of Chapel is no exception. Her version of Chapel is far more nuanced, ambitious, and independent. This modern interpretation of the character has struck a chord with both new and longtime fans of the series. In Season 3, one of the core themes for Chapel's character is her insatiable curiosity. As Jess Bush notes, Chapel wants to know everything. This isn't just about gathering information for the sake of it, but about Chapel's innate desire to understand the world and the people around her on a much deeper level. Her role as a medical professional is central to this. Medicine in the Star Trek universe is not just about fixing physical ailments, but involves a deeper comprehension of the psychological, emotional, and ethical aspects of humanity, or, in this case, many different species. Chapel's drive to know everything aligns perfectly with her profession and her intellectual curiosity. However, Chapel's quest for knowledge doesn't stop at her medical duties. Her relationship with Spock has been one of the more intriguing subplots in Strange New Worlds. Spock, the half-Vulcan science officer whose logic-driven personality contrasts sharply with Chapel's more emotional approach to life, has always been a challenging figure for her to understand. Their bond is deeply layered, filled with both professional respect and unspoken personal tension. In previous seasons, it was clear that Chapel had deep feelings for Spock, yet her emotions were often sidelined in favor of his commitment to Vulcan logic and reason. In Season 3, Bush hints that Chapel's search for understanding extends into her relationship with Spock. She's always trying to figure him out, Bush explains. For Chapel, Spock represents not only a romantic interest, but a larger puzzle to solve. His internal conflict between his human emotions and Vulcan logic is something that fascinates her. As a nurse and a scientist, she's drawn to the idea of breaking down the walls that Spock has built around himself. But as a friend and possible romantic partner, it's a more emotional journey. Spock's dual nature serves as a mirror for Chapel's own inner struggles, as she tries to balance her professional duties with her personal desires. One of the exciting aspects of Season 3, as Bush reveals, is that viewers will see Chapel going through significant personal growth. She's no longer content to remain in the background or to be passive in her pursuit of knowledge and understanding. The third season will see Chapel taking more risks, both professionally and personally. This includes confronting her feelings for Spock more directly and seeking out new challenges in her medical career. Chapel's determination to know everything will likely lead her down paths that challenge her ethics, her relationships, and her sense of self. Another aspect of Chapel's character that Bush emphasizes is her ability to adapt and thrive in challenging environments. The world of Star Trek is one of constant discovery and danger. Chapel, much like the rest of the crew on the USS Enterprise, must navigate complex interstellar politics, medical crises, and personal conflicts. Bush suggests that in Season 3, Chapel's desire to learn and grow will put her in situations where she must confront the unknown head-on. Whether it's dealing with alien species or navigating the moral dilemmas that often accompany Star Trek missions, Chapel's quest for knowledge will be tested. Ultimately, Jess Bush's portrayal of Nurse Chapel in Strange New Worlds has redefined the character for a new generation of fans. Season 3 promises to delve even deeper into Chapel's intellectual and emotional journey, as she continues to pursue the answers she seeks in both her professional life as a nurse and her personal quest to understand the enigmatic Spock. For Chapel, the desire to know everything is not just about curiosity, it's about finding her place in a universe that is constantly changing, challenging, and expanding. With each new episode, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds shows that Christine Chapel is far more than just a supporting character. She is a complex, driven individual who, much like the show's broader themes, embodies the spirit of exploration and discovery that Star Trek is all about. Season 3 is set to be a pivotal chapter in her story, as Chapel's thirst for knowledge leads her down new, uncharted paths.